Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here. Alright, so today this is part one of a PvP compilation for the week that I went for Conqueror and won rank 1 in Arena. So I'm going to be going over some of the battles that I did along the way, because in a lot of the videos that I showed so far, I'm skipping all the battles, which is definitely not fun. But when I essentially would go in and test my teams against some of the opponents, I would record those videos so that I could watch them later on and make tweaks. And so these are some of those battles. So you'll see battles against, like this battle here is against Milky Way. You'll see battles against Wit. You'll see battles against Odaiba, against SHR Fate, against Rutada. So yeah, let's get into it. So this first battle is against Milky Way. He was running a mono win team, and this was earlier in the week, back when I was still holding first, and I was basically racking up huge win streaks. And so by running mono wind, I was able to counter it with this team right here, Eliza, Astrius, and Velis. And I was able to get pretty huge win streak stacks against this team right here. For the most part, I could beat it out of 50 times, I would beat it 49 times or something. There's always that chance when something goes wrong, but for the most part, this team was holding up pretty well. So yeah, so I was basically farming Milky Way at this point. As you can see, I have a 17 win streak. I'm still rank 1. This is me fighting Wit, actually, and this is actually interesting because I thought that in the final day when he pulled out his Velis, Astrius, Eliza team, which is this team right here, I forgot that I had actually fought it before. I'm remembering that now, actually watching this after I've put together this compilation of videos. And it looks like I countered it originally by using the Mono Lightning team. So we'll see how it does right here. Resnick getting off a full shield on Cloud. Esther already has a full shield herself, so they can both take 3 hits. So you'll see they're looking fairly tanky. Like Eliza does a hit right there, barely does anything to Esther. Esther takes down Eliza in a single hit. Astrius runs out and does literally nothing, which is pretty funny. Cloud running over, hitting the sharpshoot, and looks like Velis trying to come in. He's going to get the heal off on Astrius. Esther comes over, does 10k damage in one shot, takes him down. Takes a little bit of damage right there, but not even going to be close. Like, this team is just absolutely wrecking this team right here. Okay, now it's going to be Velis versus the rest of us. For a while, I felt like Velis is a great support, but if it comes down to just him in the fight, he can't do really anything. But, like, as you can see, that hit right there, that did a lot. And since I got the Frozen Dragon VC maxed, and it gives him a big magic boost, he's actually not bad. Like, in my guild war the other day, he was the last character left alive, and he actually won the fight for me. So, Velis I've always thought was a great unit, but honestly liking him even more as I get him stronger. And it looks like this is a Esther, Velis, Eliza team. So there were a bunch of different compositions of Velis, Eliza, and then other characters. So this is one with Esther. I ran one with Oberon. I'm countering it right here with the same Mono Lightning team. And I think this battle actually, I think that I can't remember if I win this one or not. I think I did win this one, but the problem with using Mono Lightning as the offensive team is that there really wasn't a way to pull a high bonus. Like, it worked for blocking water because a lot of the VCs were water based, especially with Chaos Odin, which is like a perfect sync with ice and water. But yeah, so Velis goes down right here. Eliza's still alive. Resnick throws the shield on Esther once again, and it looks like it's going to be somewhat of a little fight. I mean, it's looking pretty close right here. Here we get the full heal off on Esther. She comes in. It looks like she's out of AP. Eliza's out of AP. Resnick doing what she can. Oh, and the stun goes off. Okay, so she gets Teachings of the Strong Bolt off as a buff. Eliza's going to throw the hit right there. Ooh, they pop Esther onto Courage. Wow, this is actually way closer than I remember. and the actions left are ticking down. It looks like we win, but barely. So this isn't strong enough for me. I would say that I would definitely need to rework it. This fight is against Rutada, same team. I switched over. So this is Eliza, Yuna, and Engelbert. So I read on some Reddit threads that you should have like a secret boss team going into the final day. So this was like my first secret boss team. I used it right here to counter Rutada's team. And Rutada was like the first boss of the week. I'm sure there'll be a couple more fights against him later on. And so I built this team to counter him, and honestly, it did really well. Really, there weren't that many people using Yuna, except for Rabir. I think like only Rabir was the only person I saw using Yuna in like the top 10. And so I decided, you know what, like Yuna can use Valifor, Yuna can use Helena's card. Why not? I'll throw in Engelbert. He's super tanky. As you can see here, he's literally just completely tanking Esther and Eliza, no problem, with Yuna as a backup healer, and then it just opens up Eliza to do so much damage. So, like, Engelbert just holding hate down right here. He's taken, like, I don't even know how many hits at this point, and just the team is just crushing it. Esther's already onto Courage, Bella's going for the heal, Yuna takes down Esther. Engelbert's going to run forward, create even more of a distance between him and the rest of the support, and the entire team goes down. So just like absolutely crushing team. And after that I decided, okay, well, if that's my secret team, I still need something to fight this so that I'm not giving away my team. Like I don't want somebody to see me use this team and then build a counter to it. And so I decided, hey, you know what, maybe instead of Engelbert, I'll throw in Setia, and we'll see how it goes. And as you guys will see here, without Engelbert, it is not enough. Like, maybe if Eliza would have got that kill off on the opponent Eliza right there, we could have done it. But right there, the strength of having at least 2 ice units in a party made all the difference. So, like, Eliza went down. She did get the re-raise, but Esther followed up, took her down. I'm pretty sure Yuna actually does get a full life off on Eliza. We'll see right here. Yeah, so she does get the full life off, but Esther just literally comes in, wrecks them both. Setia's barely alive. Eliza takes her down, and it's over. Like, at this point in time, Yuna's not enough to take down Eliza, Velis, and Esther. It's just not enough. So Yuna runs forward right here. She goes for the AoE hit, and she tries her best, but she goes down. Then I realized, oh man, well, this team doesn't work. And this was a very interesting team right here. This was Rutada's Rainbow team. This was the first team that, like, basically, like, on day 4, and I talked a little bit about this, he put in this Rainbow team. It was in the middle of the day, and he beat my Lightning team. I was up like 20,000 points or something, or 25,000 points. And he put this team in, and I just happened to be paying attention. You know, the whole week I was kind of checking back and forth. And I just see him getting 1,000 points, 1,000 points, 1,000 points. I'm like, oh shit, he's beating my Lightning team, my Shield team. And it was with this team right here. And it took like 8 tweaks for me to beat this team. It was such an interesting team, you know. Setia, Astrius, Eliza, super strong. And this was my team that I made to counter it. As you can see here, like, I'm holding up, but you should have seen a lot of the other fights that I was losing. Like, it just worked really well. Astrius worked really well. He opened up Setia and Eliza. Another thing is that he was running Vow of Love on Astrius. And so it's like, you can see here that, like, I still barely won. Just freaking crazy, actually. And then when I was able to beat it, he switched to this team, the Velis, Esther, Eliza team. And then I had my Engelbert team that I knew would win, but I wanted to make another team. And I thought, you know what? Why not throw in Oberon? And so, you know, Oberon came in super clutch for me, especially with anyone that was running Esther. As long as he gets off his barrier, you know, he is absolutely clutch. Like, Oberon to this day is a great unit, super strong. Like, as you'll see right here, he's super, super, super clutch. So he gets off his barrier right here, and he has bells. He's super tanky. I took Tracer off his passive that allows his jump move to seek. I turned off his jump move because I wanted him on the ground. I didn't want him avoiding stuff. And I gave him the passive for missile resist. So as you can see, he's really tanky. And he's just going to run forward right here. Esther's going to do what she can do, but it's not enough. Oberon's going to run out, and they go down. At this point in time, I knew that I had created a counter for Rutada's Rainbow team, and I had created a counter for his counter to my counter to his Rainbow team. This was my first try at taking down Odaiba. And Odaiba was like the first competitor where I was like, shit, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a team that can actually beat this dude. Like, he's Invisipore. His team was just so strong. Fully built Trust Stones. He had Megamont running with the Zombie Raidu TMR, so he had Re-Raise, and it was insane. Like, I went through this whole process. Friday night at 1 a.m., like, he could beat my Lightning team with this team. And I was like, holy shit, like, what am I gonna do? Like, I can't think of any way to beat this team. Like, not only does it perfectly counter Ice, but like, so it just shuts down Eliza with having Megamon. And so I basically stayed up all night, and I was looking through all my VCs. I found the Siren VC, and I had it Awaken 2-star, and I went through everything that I could possibly do to get it to max awakening. I did have a 275 select VC shard ticket, but I knew it was going to come in clutch, and it did come in clutch at the end of the week. So I'm glad I didn't use it right here for Siren, but I managed to build Siren to level 99 without using it, using all the rest of my Summon Select tickets, using all my Vision Stars, and I put that Siren card. I built Ildira from 115 to 120. She had Missile Resist as a buff, and this was like my first try at fighting Odaiba after my Lightning team, and after 4.5 hours of tweaking, I did manage to beat him. And then after this, I was thinking, okay, well, I barely won. I should try and tweak some stuff and see if I can increase my margin of victory. So I took off Valifor for the bonus points. I put on Bringers of Shadow for the extra attack on Astrius. And, but like, as you can see here in this clip right here, Astrius is using Deep Fortification. And later on in the week, I ended up turning Deep Fortification off. My final day, I ran Astrius in the center or to the right, and I would run him with Bells, with Courage, and I actually, for the first time ever since using him, changed him off Strider Subjob. I put him onto Sniper. He would get Range Height 5. The buff that he gets in Sniper adds defense piercing rate and range +1, but he won't use it until he uses Bells or Courage, which is perfect. So if there's a chance for him to third buff, he will. As you can see right here, Deep Fortification starting to fail. Like, it's keeping him way too far away from Celis. By the time he gets out there, I think I actually lose this fight. Like, this is how strong this team was. Like, even with double fire, and I'm running full mono water with Astrius, with Celis, with a strong support arithmetician healer, like, it's still gonna win. So literally crazy right here. But it did take some time to tweak the team. I did get it to a point where, you know, it would beat Odaiba's team fairly easily with a good like margin for success. I think I actually lose this fight, which is pretty interesting because I literally changed a VC to make the team stronger, and it just goes to show like how tough this team actually was. Okay, so Ildira right there getting some heals off on Astrius. Okay, so he goes for the hit on Megamont. Megamont finally goes down, but Ildira is too far away. Astrius is onto Courage. Setia is going to take him down. As soon as Setia takes down Astrius, it's just not enough for Ildira. Ildira is going to run out, yeah. So after that, I kind of was like, oh, what do I do about Deep Fortification? It's such a good buff. It heals Astrius. I end up turning it off, like as you guys will see right here. I switched to Call of the Wild. I thought since it has a smaller range in which it buffs, maybe he won't get the distance to Ildira in the beginning. It doesn't work. And then it wasn't actually until later when I just decided to just forego deep fortification and make that final like evolution change to Astrius, that he like reached that peak potential form on this map. Because for a while I was kind of like, man, this buff is so good. I was kind of a little scared to turn it off, because it really is so good. It buffs his HP, it buffs his slash attack resist piercing rate, it gives him a great heal on hit. But eventually by turning it off, it really like fully awakened him. And yeah, so right here, like I eventually switch over to Call of the Wild. I thought that it would work better. It doesn't. I mean, Astrius is sitting here with insane stats, like almost 10k HP, 116 agility, 1700 attack. He's just an insane unit all around. But like what I love about this game is that you could have the best unit in the game, and if you don't have these abilities set and turned off and on in the right way, they can play like so terrible in comparison to their true latent potential. So it looks like right here I'm going to go for this final fight of this first part 1 of the compilation of PvP for rank 1 arena, and I think I do better in this fight. But you'll see that Astrius is still not in his truest form. You guys will see that by the end of the set of part 2 of these compilation videos. There's only 2. You'll see how much better Astrius actually runs at the end. It's like right here, he's still too far back. Celis does a fantastic job of tanking. I mean, she is tanking fire, but like with that Ifrit card in Eldaira's first slot, it just made it so hard for them to deal damage to her. And also with the fact that Eldaira has a missile resist AoE buff, which was so clutch. So honestly, like I didn't even realize that when I started building her. It was just like a bonus when I got her built. I was like, oh, this is freaking awesome. And so you'll see here, Celis has taken like 8 hits with no heals right now, like so many hits. Astrius comes over, goes after the hit on Mont. Still Celis is alive. Finally, aggro gets switched. Eliza turns, Setia turns. Astrius goes after Megamon right there, gets the re-raise removal. And the team is just looking way stronger. Eldaira goes down right here. She's definitely not tanky enough to take a hit from Eliza. And Astrius is going to come in. He takes down Eliza. Celis, the disable wears off from Mont's limit break. And yeah, this was basically it. And I'll see you guys for part 2 of the compilation.